Hey everyone, and thanks for joining us on another Thursday night of the Movie Club. I really appreciate y'all hanging out here. Really excited about this one. I've just continued to enjoy doing this, reaching out to new people that I've run across on YouTube or Instagram, and getting to kind of get their backstory and a little bit more about their YouTube channel, collecting movies they're enjoying. Having a good time with it. I hope you are as well. Anybody that's joining in for a little bit tonight, the long haul, some of it, or a replay, I appreciate it very, very much. And we'll kind of try to do a balance tonight, like going back and forth of our chat with the guests tonight and also everybody in the comments, because always love the live streams, get that interaction with everybody. So, again, thank you very, very much for hanging out with us. And with that all being said, I'm going to bring out my guest for tonight. We have Physical Media Man. Joe, how we doing?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. I really appreciate you, taking the time to jump out here and do this. So thank you very much.
Yeah, of course. Well, thanks for having me on. I'm
Yeah.
really looking forward to it. So,
Yeah, I've enjoyed. So I'll admit I'm newer to your channel within the
hmm
uh, past year, kind of like getting a little bit more into yours. Originally, a good friend of mine, I believe you know too, Steve, Excelsior Movie Reviews.
oh yeah, yep.
Um, he threw your name out and he was like, "So someday, maybe no, don't feel obligated, but I'd love to get the three of us all together on a stream sometime." But he was the
Yeah,
first one that kind of threw your name out there. Was like, you should check this channel out. And I love that. I love the word of mouth
yeah.
thing.
That's neat.
Yeah. So he definitely was like, yeah, you're one to check out, and been loving what I've been seeing. Great collection. We'll dig in tonight. Your YouTube channel, you're collecting. I've seen your wife, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. I believe it was your wife, but I didn't know girlfriend or wife, but I love seeing that interaction as well. And
hmm
her joining in with those.
Yeah,
So
and the monthly movie reviews.
yeah,
Yep.
that's awesome. So might
Yeah.
dig into that a little bit too and see who was
Okay.
the big instigator of the movie love and the
Uh-huh.
collecting. But um, it's cool to have that connection and have something you can have fun with together doing this whole thing. But
Yeah,
uh,
for sure.
so I'll just dig in right away. What got you started on YouTube? What was there anything, a moment or something that came along that really got you spurred on to wanting to do this? To be like, I want to. It took me a long time, and I'm late to the
Yeah.
game on it. But I'm just kind of
hmm
curious if there was something that there was one point, I'm like, yep, this is something I want to do.
Yeah. I don't. I kind of know exactly like when I actually decided to do it, or it kind of, we were on vacation with a couple other couples, and one of them somehow suggested doing something along the lines of YouTube, or came up with the name, or did something where we got back from a vacation, and that's when I started the channel. So I always have just talked about movies with friends and things, and one of them suggested I make a channel. So that's just kind of how it happened, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I think we all love reaching out and talking to people about those things, but it's yeah, you take that leap to put it out
Yeah,
on YouTube
yeah.
to just open it up to anybody with that
hmm
conversation that you're having. So, about how long ago was that? You've been doing it for a while, haven't you?
Yeah, so I've had a channel for 6 years,
Yeah, that's what I
um,
thought. I mean, you
and a little over 400 videos. So
yeah.
um, it's been a lot of fun, and it's kind of neat to go back and look and see how much like it's changed over the amount of time and some of the different things that I've done, as the channel's somewhat grown. It's not a huge channel, but I've enjoyed um, the 6 years of doing it. It's gotten a little tougher the last few, but still having fun with it. So
So that being said, I know I've been doing a lot less time than that, but how do you feel about like looking back at some of your first videos and then where you're at now? Do you um Do you feel good about it? Like, oh wow, look at that growth between it, or what's that feeling when you go back and look at some of those earlier ones? Or do you just like I don't want to go back to that?
Yeah, I haven't really like gone back and watched too much. I know I've gone back and when I was like kind of looking at my channel recently and just clicked on the oldest, and you can just tell by the thumbnail and the picture like how much better my thumbnails and my video quality looks compared to when I started. So
Yeah,
that's one of the bigger things I think.
I got really like I said, I've been doing it a lot less time, very self-conscious about any of them, but especially the earlier ones. But I've heard
Hmm.
so many people that I've met that have been doing it, as long as you, kind of a thing, longer than me, and they're like, don't delete those old ones. That's If you're ever feeling down about something, like go back and look at that. Not that you're gonna like dump on that old one, but just to be like, look at where I'm at now compared to that first one, and it's a cool idea to look at that.
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
your delivery, your, like you said, your thumbnails, your titles, or how you're. I just feel like, even as I've been doing this, just listening back, my, I don't know, my speech, my talking, through it.
Hmm.
Um, not that I don't get stumbled up still yet today, but yeah, it's a lot different from that very first time going out there.
Yeah,
I
for
know
sure.
I was super nervous doing it. I don't know about you, your first one.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I still get nervous. I'll admit that.
Yeah, me too.
So I know you're diving into the live streams now more. I thought it was pretty cool. I saw you out on Mega Mike movie channel. Good friend. Seen you out on
Yeah.
his. You had a great panel doing a boutique label showdown on that. Did you have fun doing that?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like one of the first times I've done anything like that. So it was cool of him to ask me to be a
Yeah.
part of it, and I had a lot of fun. Um, and I hadn't really watched a few of the other people that were on it, their
Yeah.
channels before, and they all seemed really cool and subscribed to their channels, and I'll have to check out some of their videos now.
I'll say that too. Mike is one of those that was pretty cool with reaching out pretty early. Like, like I'm a very small channel, and like to be asked to be on something like that, it's pretty cool that somebody
Yeah.
to want to have on there. And so I'll say that's very
Hmm.
cool that he's very good about reaching out to people and doing things like that. But I agree. I love that interaction, because you run across people, they might be like way bigger than you, but you just didn't run across their YouTube channel before.
Hmm.
But you have that interaction, and it's kind of cool to be exposed to some new people, some new videos, some ideas to run into. So yeah,
Yeah, and the other team, I hadn't heard of quite a few of the movies that they um, brought up in the battle, so I might end up checking them out at some point. I know at least one of them, well, a lot of them I hadn't seen for sure, but I know there was at least one or two that I hadn't even heard of, so
oh, the
I
movies
might have to.
themselves, like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah. No, but that's where I always joke. I always have a pen and a piece of paper every live stream I do, because I
Yeah.
almost always get something somebody recommends or throws
Hmm.
out that I'm like, I haven't seen that before. So I always write it
Yeah.
down and try to. Yeah, that's my problem though. My watch list grows faster than how much I can watch. So
Yeah.
it keeps on growing, but I don't know if
I
you
know
run into
that
that
feeling.
problem.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So when you get new stuff to watch, like what drives you to get to watch something new? I mean, is it YouTube videos, or new movies being released, or what gives you the inspiration of what to watch next uh, in your
Um,
movies?
Well, just kind of a combination of things, I
Yeah.
guess. I yeah, watching other YouTube videos. I definitely a lot of movies I would have never heard of without watching other people's channels. So I kind of do the same thing with the list, and then I do some blind buying, but I'm currently on a buying freeze of sorts. I'm still buying some stuff here and there, but trying to not get as much. And then what usually happens with are picking out movies or whatever, I'll ask my wife what genre she's interested in, or sometimes I'll just get a stack together, but then other times I'll ask her what she's feeling, and then I'll get a stack of that type of genre or whatever, and she'll pick from those or
Yeah.
narrow it down, and then I'll pick. And so it's kind of how we decide what we're going to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a similar thing. Like, you're always going to have some movies that one of you likes and the other doesn't. You know, it's just we're humans and we don't
Oh
like
yeah,
exactly
yeah,
the same things. So you got those, but it's kind of fun when you can like run across some of those that cross over and you both can sit down and watch and enjoy together. So no, I completely
yeah.
see that for sure. Um, I'm going to try to run through really quick. I know I've been bad. We have some great people jumping in the chat, so I'm going to kind of run through
Oh
some of
great.
those really quick if you don't
Okay.
mind, and we'll see what's.
Yeah, sure.
Just say hi. Like to. This is why I love doing the live streams. I love people coming in here and saying hi. It always creates a challenge though too, because I'm trying to get a little better with my time management with like tonight
Yeah,
talking with you and also running through the chat. I'm sure when you start doing your live streams, it's everybody. It's a little bit of a learning process, and I feel like I'm still learning. So,
yeah. I think that'd
but it's
be
fun.
pretty hard to do. Yeah,
Yeah, it is different once in a while when I get to go on somebody else's stream, and I'm like, oh, I just get to sit back,
yeah.
and, and, and they get to do the thing. Um, but no, very cool. But I'll say hi. We got Movie Hunter in here saying evening, everyone. We got Rich Turner Fan 77 saying, "What's up, everyone?" I know I'm a little behind, so I appreciate everybody being patient with me. Got highs back and forth. We got Greg Brewer in here saying, "Hi, all. Hope all is well. Doing good. Thursday night, and we're talking about some stuff we enjoy. So it could be worse, right?"
That's right.
We got Holland in here. Holland Oates saying, "Good evening. Thanks, Holland, for jumping in here." I might skip by some. If I miss any questions, post it again. I might skip past some of the highs back and forth just for time's sake, but please, it's not on purpose. If you have a question that I miss, throw it back out there and we'll try to get back to it. We got Lewis Switcher in here saying physical media will never die.
Yes.
That's what we're hoping for, right? Yeah, I
He's a
do
good
a
friend of the
mixed.
show.
Yeah, okay. So I always love seeing new names. That's the fun thing. It's like you saying going on to another live stream and you met some people you didn't
Yeah.
know of their channels, and it's fun to do that because YouTube, there's the algorithm, but there's like some channels that might be your next favorite channel, but you just don't ever
Hmm.
run across them. But when you do something like this, you get to run across them. So
Right. Yeah.
got Laren in here saying Wilk and Joe, good evening. Thank you, sir. Saying hi back and forth. I'm going to try to run through here. I'm not always good about doing the speed runs, but I'm going to try to do it. We got
Mhm.
Unplugged in here saying hello. How we doing? We're doing good. I hope you're doing doing well as well.
Mhm.
That sounded repetitive, but sometimes I'm not really great with words. But we got Jimmy in here, Scottish Geek Guy. Howdy, folks. Thanks for jumping in here. Got a few of them, Unplugged and Scottish Geek Guy. They're over in the UK area, so we got some early morning hours for you.
Wow.
So I appreciate it. Lewis was saying evenings, greetings, everyone. Thanks. Rich was saying just subbed to his Instagram and YouTube channel. Very
Oh,
good.
thank you.
So I will say, I should have both in the description of the video. So before I
Okay,
forget
great.
to say that, anybody please go check Physical Media Man out. Got the YouTube and Instagram links in the description of this. Check it out. It only doesn't cost you anything. You can go check it out and might find your next favorite channel, I always say. But, highs back and forth. We got Bonnie in here. Mama Blu-ray saying good evening. Thanks, Bonnie. Good to see you. All right. I'm trying to run. I get behind so bad on this sometimes, but Lewis saying out of this small circle of movie tubers, Joe is one of the best. Super good dude, here to show support for the Physical Media Man. I love it. That's what's cool when you meet some friends like this and you see them pop up when you're venturing off of your own channel. So that's always cool to
Yeah,
see.
for sure. We've got together a few times, and
Oh, cool.
it's been a really good time. So
So in real life, you got to meet
yeah,
up? Okay.
yep,
I've had a few people through this too. That is
hmm,
one thing that I never thought would have happened through this, but
yeah,
has been a fun thing.
yeah.
Okay. Speed run. I'm going quick. Like I said,
All
everybody,
right.
if I miss anybody, it's not on purpose. Throw it back out there. But Lewis was saying, I once mentioned the Media Man's entire video catalog. True. My man, he's only scratched the surface, folks.
Mhm.
And we got Dark Room Reviews in here saying, hey, Corey. We got Joel. Sorry. I had to think about it for a second, but Joel, thanks for jumping in here and saying hi. Highs back and forth. Joel was saying, I'd love to have you, Corey, on my channel soon. Oh, yeah. Just reach out to me, man. We'll figure something out. I think that would be fun. Like all of us, it doesn't take too much arm twisting to talk about movies and hang out for a little bit. So, um, all right, I'm gonna run through. We got the Infinite Angel May Cry. Oh, hey Prince, what's going on? Saying yo, Prince. You throw me off when you change your name, but love seeing you. Good to see you, man. Eli, what's going on? Saying what's up, everyone. All right, speed run. I'm trying. I know I kept on saying that, but I at least want to say hi to people that are popping in. We got Adrian James in here saying, hey there, Corey. Hey, Adrian. Thanks for jumping in. Another early morning hours for you too. So I appreciate you saying hi. Rich was saying I got to bounce and get ready for my live tonight, but by the numbers, Tom Cruise edition. Oh, very cool, man. I'll check the replay out. Very cool. Thanks for jumping in and saying hi. Got Eckstein in here saying, hey, hi, Corey and Meaty Man. Thanks for jumping in. Always fun seeing you in here. All right, I'm going to put a pin in that right now. I always try to do, I know I always feel, oh, we got one more. I'll say hi real quick before I make that whole spiel. But Jim's movie channel in here saying, hey, Jim, say, what's up, everyone? Yeah, I just saw that of Gene Hackman. Yeah, that sad news. Yeah, there's been a
Yeah,
few coming out here that just recently passed away. So good to see you. But yeah, it's always like a balancing act of the
yeah,
live stream chat and
yeah,
hanging out
for
and
sure.
talking. And I'm still trying to get a hold of it. But that was cool that you threw out, meeting somebody in real life, hanging out, talking movies or seeing a movie, what have you. And I got to do that a couple times as well. That was a big surprise for me getting into this. But whether it's that, it still can be that too. But as you jumped into YouTube, is there anything that really jumped out as like something that surprised you getting into it or was unexpected? Whether it's meeting people in real life or getting exposed to movies that you hadn't seen before, like something that was a good thing, but you just didn't really expect when you started up the channel.
Yeah, yeah, that'd probably be one
Yeah.
thing actually. Becoming pretty good friends with some people on here and actually meeting them. Um, Also, I've got um, especially the first year I did it with the Heartland International Film Festival, which is the film festival here in Indiana. I've gotten media access the last 3 or 4 years and got to interview a few people, which has been really neat and something I didn't expect to happen. Those would probably be the two bigger things. I also got reviewer copies from Mill Creek for a little while.
Oh, nice.
It's been quite a while since that happened, but
But you got them.
uh, yeah, it was neat when it was happening.
Yeah.
So I mean that would
Well,
kind of be a goal to get more reviewer copies down the road, but it was neat that I did get some there for a while. So
well, it's cool. More than I got, so it's
yeah,
cool when I hear people that get to do that. It's no, that's a cool thing. With the interviews, are any that really stood out to you that you had? I mean, I'm not saying any of them you didn't like, but like any that really pop out that you were like, wow, I can't believe I spoke to that person or got to interview them.
yeah, the very first year, and I wish I didn't have the greatest of quality of equipment, and I think it was pretty early in the channel. It was the first year I did the Heartland Film Festival, and they just had red carpet, and they literally just walked down the red carpet and talked to. So I was the last person, but
Yeah.
I had quite a bit of audio pickup of the people around us, so it didn't sound that great. But they were doing, I think it was the 20th anniversary of The Mummy or something like that. They were doing a screening that night, and I got to talk to Brendan Fraser for a while,
Oh, nice.
which was really cool.
Nice.
And I have the shoes, the old Scottie Pippens from George of the Jungle, so I was wearing those, and he thought that was pretty neat too. So
That's cool.
um, that was probably the neatest one that I've got to do anything like that for. But
Oh, I can see that. That's yeah, that's a big name to be able
yeah,
to sit and talk to. So was that like, I'm not saying like you have to give exact location, but like, did you have to travel far to do that, or was that kind of in your area? Or
no, it's in Indianapolis,
okay, yeah,
so about an hour away from me.
yeah. I never know because I've heard some people like traveling some pretty great distances to hit some of these things, and
Hmm.
I'm I'm in Iowa, so it's not a heavy
Okay.
traffic area.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'd probably have to travel a bit to do something like that. But hey, that's all right. That's where you're at.
But I think it's probably a 20 or so year old festival now.
Nice.
But it's like becoming more well known and becoming a bigger festival, I guess, compared to what it was when it started.
So with that movie festival, so you obviously did that one. Are there any other movie festivals or conventions that you do very often? Because that's one thing I've never done a convention or a film festival, and I'd love to just do it, just to experience it, whether I get to talk to anybody or not, just to go and to do it. I've just never done it before, but is that something you do very often?
Excuse me. I've actually never gone to like a movie convention.
Yeah.
We actually have one coming up uh, in Indianapolis that I was somewhat thinking about, just a couple of people, but I don't think I'm going to go to it. But I've gone to some. I'm a wrestling fan too,
Yeah.
and I've gone to a couple of the wrestling conventions, and that's been a lot of fun. So
Oh, that's cool. We might jump into that because at some point too, because I
okay,
know just like my limited like chatting with you,
uh-huh.
figured out you're a big sports fan as well, and
Yeah, very big sports fan.
yeah. So
Yeah,
we might hit some questions on that one as well. So
okay,
compared to
sounds great.
your movie fandom and your sports fandom, so
Yeah,
we'll might have to hit some of that. But um, so with your channel right now, how do you go about, I always find it interesting because I don't have like a big laid out thing for my channel, good or bad,
hmm,
but how do you go about like what you want to put on your channel, and do you have any things coming up that you're working on that you're willing, like want to share, like that you're working on, you want to have put out on your channel?
yeah, sure. So I do what I call a Physical Meme Man Monday video. So every Monday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I have a video come out. And I've had that streak since I started the channel. I haven't missed a Monday. And
Nice. That's
um,
that's tough.
yeah, yeah, it becomes really challenging. At least it has here recently. But
Can understand
I have
that.
the next two videos done already for the next 2 weeks, so that kind of helps. And I'm currently working on another one. Um, I was doing a lot of pickup videos with my buying freeze. It's made it more challenging to come up with video ideas.
For sure.
Um, I started an actor actress spotlight video where I did uh, a video talking about my collection of certain actors and actresses. I try to do a monthly movie review video. I'm at least one, well, yeah, I'm 1 month behind right now on that. And like we were saying earlier, I've had my wife on uh, the last at least three or four probably. I've been trying to get her on with me because I feel like she's had fun doing it too, but
Yeah,
I feel like it really improves the quality of the video, and we have some banter back and forth, and it makes it a little more interesting.
I can see that. It's different when you have somebody to talk to. Like, so right now, I'm going to try to jump into the chat again here in just a little bit. I appreciate everybody throwing your chats in there. We will get to them. So sorry, it's me balancing that out. But you and I right now talking, it's a little bit different than when you're just looking at a camera by
Yeah.
yourself and like filming something. So I could
Hmm.
definitely see that where that's a fun thing if you can share something you enjoy with your wife, and
Yeah.
um, make the just make it flow a little bit. For me, it would make it flow easier than
Yeah.
just
And
me
I mean,
speaking to the
we
camera.
watch everything together. So,
Yeah,
um, we've both can kind of say what we thought of it. And then usually it's like 20 minutes or less. So
yeah,
it's not too time consuming for her either. And
yeah.
helps out the channel. I think I feel like those videos have done better and people have enjoyed them more. So,
So I'll ask this: not collecting, but movie fan or watching. Who's the bigger movie watcher, collector, or not collector? Sorry, I just said not collector, but movie watcher fan. You or your wife? Who did one of you drag the other one into this, or were you both movie fans when you met up?
we were both movie fans, I
Okay.
would say, but she definitely wasn't into the. She actually had a decent amount of movies, I guess, for
Yeah.
like when we started dating and everything, but nothing like she wouldn't have this collection or
Not a wall.
um, yeah, she's not as interested in that type of stuff, but she loves to watch movies and we have a
That's
great
cool.
time watching them together. So,
That's cool when you have something like that that you can do together, that you
yeah.
both enjoy. And so, like you said, a lot of the movies you watch are together. Are there ones that you just know are going to be a solo watch? Like, oh, that's just going to be me.
Yeah,
And
she
she's
she really dislikes John Claude Van Damme
okay. Okay.
and I kind of am a fan of him and
Yep.
his movies. Not that they're Oscar winners or
But you
anything,
have
but
fun with it.
they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, also kind of scary movies, though.
Yeah.
She did watch quite a few, like Halloween, because the last probably at least 3 or 4 years I've been trying to get 31 scary or
Oh,
Halloween
yeah.
type movies in October. So last year she watched quite a few with me that I try to pick things that weren't really that scary and that she would like, but
Yeah.
those would probably be the two main things. She also a lot of times tells me to pick some newer stuff because I
Oh,
like a lot of the and even like 90s isn't new enough for her. So,
yeah.
but
Get
I'm
within a
usually
couple
putting
decades.
yeah. So
So when you're watching the movies together, obviously you have a bunch you're watching at home because you got all the movies there on the shelf. But
mhm.
do you have a preference, the two of you? If you want to, you have a movie night, you want to hang out. What would you be your preference at home watching something or out of the theater,
um,
or is
I
it
really like to
just
go to the
depends?
I really like to go to the theater.
Yeah.
We haven't been able to go as much with we have two girls, so
Oh,
and
sure.
they're
Yeah. No, I understand.
they're pretty young, so and our movie theater, which I used to work at when I was younger, and really enjoyed that. And it's a more like family owned,
Yeah.
local, not a chain theater. They've really upped their prices, and we like to get popcorns and drinks and everything. So now anymore, it's like $50 for us to go watch a
Oh, for
movie.
sure.
So um,
Yeah.
I can't
It's a
remember
lot
the
different when it's one person versus four.
yeah.
Yeah. No, believe me,
So
I've been there. Um, we have two kids of our own, but now I'm older. If you can't tell by my white beard right now I got
mhm.
going on for winter. But they're older out of the house, but when they were younger and we would go out to the movies, I could totally feel that even then where you got four of you, you got four tickets, and then you usually buy a couple things from the concession stand, and yeah, it racks up pretty quick, but
Yeah,
it's
I
always
like
fun.
doing both things, but it's it's a lot of fun to go to the theater too.
Yeah,
So
it's a different experience. I always had fun doing that as well. Um, do you feel that like talking about all this and like doing the channel and watching the movies or thinking about videos you're going to put out? Do you feel after you started all this, do you think it's changed how you watched movies or what you want to watch, or do you just kind of do what you want and then make videos off of that if it works, kind of a thing?
um, I don't know, maybe definitely it's changed what I watch and buy a little bit more. Like
Yeah.
when I started out, and like I watched a few other channels before I started my own, and like I feel like I might have had a couple criterions, but I didn't know what they were. Like Kinos, I had no
Oh yeah.
idea
Me too.
that was
Yep.
a thing, all that type of stuff, and
Yeah.
so that's definitely changed. Uh, I guess a little bit what how I collect and what we watch, because I feel like when I was younger and just started out, it was mainly just I was trying to buy certain movies that actors were in or whatever, which I still do, but it was definitely more mainstream or that type of thing, I guess.
Yeah. No, I could see that for sure. I know I think one thing that you kind of hit on a little bit too with the not necessarily buying freeze or kind of like watching what you're buying, you know, or like pulling it back just a
Hmm.
little bit. I think it's a very common thing that I'm have felt as well, and a lot of people I've seen on YouTube expressing some feelings about. But uh, how, do you think that was some of the trying to keep up with other people on YouTube and trying to buy things, or um, I guess what are your thoughts on that? Like, just was that some of the thing to trying to keep up with, like, oh, I got to buy some more things to put out content, or it was just there was so much stuff coming out that you wanted to have that you were grabbing, and you're now like, I need to slow back on that a little bit.
Um, Probably a combination on that too.
Yeah, yeah,
A little bit of just having so much to watch, and we like this month we've watched 3 movies, so which is pretty bad for us, but not being able to watch as much and just the increase in prices of the movies, which you can still get some pretty good deals, and that's not as much of a problem, but more so the cost of everything else and trying not to spend as much money.
yeah,
Um, and like I'm still purchasing some things, but maybe just more so ones I definitely know I want and I want to keep, and trying to not like I had a cart full in Hamilton book last week
I've
of
been there.
some stuff that I thought was kind of interesting, and they were pretty good deals, and it would have only been like $40, but I don't know when I would have got around to watching them, so I haven't pulled the trigger. That more so thinking before I purchase as much, I guess.
Yeah, I've been there a lot of times where I'm like, that's a great price, but does that mean I need to buy it? You know, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run through the chat just real. I know I
Okay.
like I said, I always gonna try to
Yeah.
balance back and forth between the what Jim was saying. Yeah, R.A.P. to Gene Hackman. Yeah, great movies. He's got a lot of them in there. Got some highs back and forth. I'm gonna try to go through here. Xteen was saying, "So cool to see you two streaming together." Oh, thank you. I appreciate you being here and hanging out with us. It's cool that you're in here saying that. So. Greg was saying, have you seen the 1991 Joe Pesci film Super, Corey? Underrated, I think. Super? I don't know if I have. Sorry, I'll write that down. I'll check it out. No, it's not coming to mind right now.
I haven't seen that one either, but I know another, I don't know who exactly. I saw some other YouTuber at some point was talking about it, and I added it to my list of things to check out. I just haven't got around to it yet.
Yeah, I'll say no for me, but I'll have to try to look that up, see if it's accessible, one I can get to easily. Jim was saying any free movie is a good movie. Oh, I think probably with when you were talking about Mills Creek,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yep. I always fall behind in the chat and have to remember where we were at in that conversation when I finally get around to it. But Prince was saying, Corey, Joe, Peeps, help me for Sunday. Harriet the Spy or The French Connection. Those are quite a bit different movies, I think. And I'll honestly say I have not seen either one of them. I did buy French Connection, but I have not watched it yet. So,
I'm gonna say Harriet the Spy.
there you go. Prince, Harriet the Spy. Watch it. I want to hear what you think about it. Let me know. Unplugged was saying, I got about 3 or 4 thousand movies on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K, and need to organize them. How do you organize your movies? That's a good question, Joe.
Okay.
Do you have a master plan for your
Yeah,
collection?
so over this way, I got Blu-rays A to Z, all in alphabetical order. And then this shelf here is all like boutique stuff, also in alphabetical or by spine number. Like, so here's my Kino shelf, these couple
Nice.
here.
Yep, I can see the sleeves.
Um, and then I got more boutique stuff over here, and then I got uh, seasons, the shows over here.
Yep.
So that's kind of how I do it.
I'm a little disjointed. So the shelf right behind me, it starts with A and goes through the alphabet, and then it
Hmm.
bleeds over to the spinner over here. And then after that runs out, I have a few boutique labels by themselves and TV series by themselves and DVDs. So it's kind of chopped up, but I don't know. It's kind of funny how sometimes your organization, you will, or at least for me, I'll admit, doesn't always make sense, but then I kind of just get a feel for it and I know where to look for something that I want. Um, but yeah, kind of alphabetical, but there's a few um, box set boutique label ones I have by themselves, and my criterions I put by themselves. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, I got box sets and stuff by themselves too, and um,
well, I
like
had some
triple
that
features and that type of thing
yeah, I had
together
some
too.
that wouldn't fit in these. They're the right size for Blu-rays, but there was a couple of the
Hmm.
box sets that just were high enough where I didn't want it scraping against, like it was right
Yeah.
up against there, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. So I kind of put one of the spots on the spinner for some of
Hmm.
those. But uh, okay, where was I at? Lewis was saying check his interview out with Brendan Fraser. So is that on your channel?
Hmm.
Okay, I will check that out. Very cool. That's cool. I've never had a conversation with somebody like that before.
Yeah, and
So
I got my picture with him, and then he signed um, kind of a random.
did you have
Uh,
a movie with you to have him
yeah,
sign?
well, I at that point I wasn't or didn't have my movies organized as well,
Yeah.
um, which I like this movie quite a bit. But he's signed
Oh,
up
School
my
Ties. Yeah.
Cool Ties, yeah.
Nice. That's a good
So
movie.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
and then my buddy was with me, and he filmed and did everything, and he signed. I want to say Dudley Do Right for him.
Nice.
So
um.
also with that film festival, I met Matthew Modine.
Oh, nice.
Um,
Vision Quest.
yeah, which I love this one.
That's
This
a great
movie is
movie.
great.
A great
Um,
movie.
and then he also signed my Married to the Mob,
Oh,
which
nice.
is over here, the Kino. And then this last year, which I think they're over there, Craig T. Nelson. I met him, and
Oh, nice.
um, he signed my Incredibles Blu-ray, and then my Parenthood um, box set.
Wow.
So,
I need to get my game bumped up here a little bit. I got to do some of those things, but I don't have autographs like that. But that's cool. That's um
and those ones I could, I mean, it wasn't because I had any special access or anything. So they did a small screening of their movie um, for the festival, and they were in attendance. And then after the movie, they kind of did a Q&A and stuck around, and some people got pictures with them and autographs and stuff. So
I'll say the signing Brendan Fraser for School Ties. That's a great one to have signed.
yeah,
It'd be cool to have any of them, but that's a great movie. I really
yeah.
enjoyed that one.
And when I got Breaking Away signed by Dennis Christopher, who's
Oh, nice.
the main guy in that one. I don't know if you've seen that movie. Um, definitely recommend it if you haven't checked it out.
Well, now I'm second guessing. I thought I did, but Breaking Away.
Yeah, Breaking Away.
I'm gonna look it up.
It's
I thought
uh,
I did for a second, but then now I'm
coming of
second guessing.
age stories about this guy that lives in Bloomington, Indiana, and there's the little 500, which is usually just a fraternity bike race that they do every year. And then there's these people called cutters, which are like the townies of Bloomington. And this guy that's one of the townies, like, is obsessed with this like Italian, I think it's an Italian bike racing team. So he's like really good at riding a bike, and they like enter into it and stuff. But it's really good. It's
I'll have
oh
to check that out.
oh
Now I don't think I did.
Dennis
So.
Stern's movie debut. He's pretty good in it, and it also has well, Dennis Quaid in it,
Oh,
and
nice.
Jackie Earl Haley. So really
That's some
good movie.
names.
Yeah, 20th Century Fox, I think, put it out. So you'll probably only be able to find the DVD. It did get a Twilight Time Blu-ray, but it goes for like $100 to $200.
Those
Uh,
Twilight, yeah, they went out of
yeah,
print, and yeah, they go for a lot.
and it'll probably never get released again since Disney owns it now. So,
Mm, that's why it's
but
going for
it's
those
really good.
dollars. Yeah. Uh, Jim was chiming in saying, "Good thing you weren't wearing the loincloth. He might not have thought it was as cool as the Nikes, like for the George of the Jungle, maybe."
Yes,
That's funny.
that's great.
Jim, sorry, I know I'm like falling way behind on the chat. Prince was saying, "Oh, and Wilkie Wonka, serotonin boost, buddy." No, Prince, I'm so glad to see you back in here, man. If you're still in here, I know I fallen behind on the chat like quite a bit, but he would throw out asking people what their serotonin boost movie is. Like, if you had a movie, doesn't have to be your favorite movie ever, and the movie can change, but something if you're down and want a little pick me up, do you have a movie you can throw in that picks up your spirits a little bit, get you in a good mood?
Oh, I don't know.
It does not have to be your favorite movie, and tomorrow I could ask you and it could be a completely different one, and it's okay. But like sometimes there's just those movies that you can just like throw in. Maybe you've seen it 1,000 times, but it's just, you know you're comfortable with it, or you have a good time with it.
I think I'm gonna go with the Mighty Ducks. I
There
love the
you
Mighty
go. No,
Ducks.
that's
Yeah.
a good one. Mighty Ducks. I have not watched that one in a long time, but yeah, that's a good one for sure.
Oh
So is
yeah.
that one that you just got some nostalgia for being like kid
Yeah,
watching it in
for
the
sure.
theater or
Oh
something?
yeah.
Okay.
That was on repeat a lot.
Yeah. Nope. That definitely can satisfy that question for sure. Laren is asking here for Joe, will you ever grow your hair back out?
Uh, maybe, but I say I doubt it.
Greg was saying, Jim, you, Sean, and Kenny should do a King Kong Lives watch party. LOL. All right. We could do that. Jim was saying, I used to go to Fangoria conventions in Chicago back in the late 80s and early 90s, got to meet Bruce Campbell. That'd be cool. Fangoria, I always got to see the magazine of that because a kid on my school bus had it, a subscription to it. My parents would not let me get it, but I got to check his magazine out when we were
That's
on the
neat.
bus. Lewis was saying here, OMG, Laren on point. Grow the hair out, my man. I apologize. I'm got a little bit of a cough coming on, so I apologize if I keep on hitting the mute here. Get some highs back and forth. Enigma, how we doing? Saying dropping in. Greet you, Corey. Thank you very much, Enigma. Love seeing you out here. I'm from no, I remember you for sure over at the Deleted's channel. So I appreciate you jumping in and saying hey. Or I think you were on his or Sins or one of you, but yeah, from those for sure. Thank you very much. Lewis saying don't get this man started on Notre Dame. So that was one thing too we were talking about. So we'll get into sports here in a second, but I know huge Notre Dame fan, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Can you tell me your Mount Rushmore of your favorite wrestlers, Joe? Prince is asking. Do you have any
Um,
that really stand out that you really go towards?
yeah, I'll say The Rock, um, Bret Hart, Ricky Steamboat, and
The Dragon. That's an old.
the
Yeah,
Dragon.
that's my age, man.
Um, he's one that I, of course, never watched wrestle when he was
Oh,
wrestling, but
that's
um,
back. That's my day when I was in it a lot. Yeah,
one of the things I've really enjoyed about getting back into wrestling is watching all the documentaries and stuff. And
yeah.
he just, his documentary, I just became a big fan of him. So I'm hopefully going to meet him here in uh, actually next weekend. He's going to be an
Oh,
hour
nice,
away. So I'm going to try to um, get his autograph and photo with him and stuff. So,
nice.
and then one, I'll go with Undertaker as the last one, I guess.
All right. So I was big into it. I'm older, so like the age I was like really big into it and was collecting toys or doing things with it. That would have been Ricky the Steamboat Dragon. Of course, you would have had Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan, but you had like the Killer Bees, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, like those types
Yeah.
of British Bulldogs.
Uh
That
huh.
was the, um, yeah, Rodney, Roddy Piper. Those are kind of the ones that I have a lot of nostalgia for. But I almost want to get back into it because I have some friends that are into the newer stuff, and
Hmm.
I am totally separated from it. I don't know any of them, but I see their
Yeah.
excitement for it, and it makes me want to check it back out again. But
Yeah.
do you still follow it pretty close, or?
Not really. I don't
Yeah,
like watch weekly or
yeah,
anything.
yeah,
But a group of us have kind of been getting together and watching some of the WWE premium live events or whatever they're calling them now.
yeah.
And then I've still been watching documentaries and that type of thing. But um, so growing up, I didn't have cable, so
Same,
when
same.
SmackDown got on UPN, that's when I got into it.
Yeah.
Um, so that was like Undertaker, Kurt Angle. All it was like after WCW and
Hmm.
WWF combined or whatever. So
Yeah. Oh, very good. No, it's cool to hear how people. There's so many people. There's so many different ones, and just hearing how people which ones they like or don't like, or how they bleed across and enjoy both,
hmm
or not both. There's more than two, but Lewis is asking Joe favorite boutique label.
I have to go with Kino on that one. Um, just for the amount of things that they put out, the various genres, just a lot of really good stuff, and their sales are by far and away the best of any of the other boutique labels, in my opinion.
They got quite a
Um,
mix too,
yeah,
like old classics to pretty new stuff too. I mean, they got a wide range that they.
Kazam,
What's that?
Kazam.
Kazam, is that on there?
Oh yeah,
Oh, is it really?
oh yeah, yeah.
I
I
didn't.
got a
I actually didn't realize. Oh, there you go. I did
yeah,
not realize that.
it's a Kino.
Oh, got Shaq on full force right there.
That's right.
Thought you were joking for a second.
I know.
but but they do. That's the thing. They do a wide range where like some are like the old like nobody can say that's not a classic. To some that okay, I'm not making fun of that movie, but like some that you might not think that they would throw on the label. I mean, they do
Yeah,
but that's a good thing. They do a
yeah,
wide range. All right, so Kino is your favorite. Is that
yeah,
one that you probably have the most of?
yeah. I got two, these two rows right here, and they're all stacked up here too. I don't know if you can see.
Oh
They're
yeah, yeah, I
actually,
can see that.
yeah, that's all Kino stuff. Versus
Nice.
like here, I got MVD Rewind, and then that row is Criterion, and
Okay.
then the row above it's Arrow. So I do really like Arrows with how they've kind of been
They
putting
got some
some,
good yeah, they got some good
yeah.
stuff. Some new stuff coming out. I heard
And
was
I
announced
got
that I'm thinking about getting.
Scream Factory and Shout Factory and Warner Archive here. And then the Paramount Presents, which I have all the Paramount Presents. I've been collecting those. They're at the top.
Okay, this is where you can call me out. I can't remember what team you were on, but on Mega Mike's movie channel,
I was
what team were you on?
Paramount Presents.
Okay, there's a lot of good. So both, and it was against Warner Archive. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, both of those have some great movies.
Yeah.
So I was like, that was a pretty tough one to battle out for sure.
I'm still shocked we lost the packaging round.
Yeah,
But
because that does surprise me because not talking about the movies themselves, but Paramount Presents, I think I think it's kind of interesting the take they took with the sleeve and being
yeah.
able to open it up and see
Hmm.
the original artwork. That one that surprised me as well. So you never know what's going to happen. I guess that's the way they say
No,
that.
they did have some good arguments, but
doesn't mean they're right.
that's right.
Both have some great movies
Yeah.
under both of those. So Jim was saying Hard Target is gourmet cheese. I love it so much. Yep. Got some Van Damme. You got to throw that in there. Even though your wife doesn't want to watch it, that's okay.
Yeah.
My wife wouldn't want to watch it either, but I would watch it happily. Hey, Smirk, how's it going? Saying good evening, Corey and Physical Media Man. Thanks for jumping in here. All right, speed run. I fell behind again. It's a good and bad thing. I love how much everybody talks in the chat. I appreciate it. Just please, if I miss somebody's comment, it's not on purpose. It's just trying to keep up with all of the stuff. But got Johnny in here. What's Johnny watching? Saying, what's up, cool kids? Thanks for jumping in here. Like I said, I'm going to do a speed run here. Jeff was in here saying, good evening, my friends. Sorry I'm late. No, you were good. Who knows if you're still in here? I fall behind on the chat so much, but thanks for jumping in here. Movie Hunter was saying hi to Jeff. If I don't know if you're still in here, but Unplug was saying you got to go from the UK. But no, I appreciate you jumping in and saying hi. Always do. Yeah, you got to go to bed. That's early morning hours there, man. Here we go. I was just talking about Steve not too long ago. Excelsior movie review saying, what's up, guys? I was just talking about you, Steve, not too awful long ago, saying you were the one that turned me on to Physical Media Man's channel. So, and I said the three of us need to do a live stream sometime. No pressure. But, well. Lewis was saying Brendan Fraser's best flick easy is The Scout. I don't know that one.
Oh, it's another great one.
Is it real? Okay.
Yeah. His character, Steve Nebraska. It's a baseball movie. Another one that has like $100 to $200 Blu-ray. So probably have to track down the DVD on that one. But him and Albert Brooks.
I missed that one completely. I wrote it down. I'll have to try to check it out. Jim was saying Breaking Away is one of my favorites from childhood. I saw it in the drive-in.
That's awesome.
Very cool. Skip by some of the highs back and forth. Got Tony in here, Basement Blues, just giving a little wave, saying hi. Thanks for jumping in here, man. All right, I'm trying to go. Greg was saying Terminator 2 and Jurassic Park was my favorite theatrical experiences. Do you have any that really jumped out at you? Seeing in the theater that you're like, wow, this is why I come to the theater?
Maybe The Dark Knight.
Oh, yeah. That'd be a good one.
I don't know.
Did you see it in IMAX or?
No, just my local theater.
That's how
I think I might have seen it. That was when I was working at the movie theater. I might have seen it a day early too. I can't remember.
No, that's a good pick.
Yeah,
that's a great movie. Tony was saying, hope you all are doing well. We're doing well. Hope you are as well. I don't know if that's your hair again. Say absolutely grow it back out. Apparently, I need to go back and watch some older.
It's pretty long. It's like down the shoulders. Yeah.
Do you have videos with it?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I got to go back. Yeah. Apparently, I didn't dig back far enough.
There for a while. I don't know.
We got to always do some things like that. It's like
Yeah.
me. I don't usually have this, but this is apparently what I decided. I was bored this winter and decided I was going to grow a beard out. So, uh, got some highs back and forth. We got Joe in here, the Martinez Joe show. So thanks for jumping in here, man. If you're still in here, like I said, I'm always good at falling behind, but oh, he was saying Joe is a great guy. Glad I was able to meet him and go. I saw that video actually.
Yeah. So I got to meet him too. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that
and
was neat.
Eckstein too,
Yep. Next
right?
team too. Yep.
Yeah, you were all in the same video because I remember watching that.
Hmm.
It's kind of funny going back after you see people in other videos, and I watched one and I was like, "Oh, they're all together." I was like, "That's pretty
Yeah.
cool." So
Yeah. That was pretty neat.
yeah, yeah, I've had a couple experiences like that with other people. Uh, it's cool. Definitely, like we were
Hmm.
talking about earlier, not something I expected when I started doing all of this stuff. But
Yeah.
okay, all right, I'm trying to hurry here. Thanks for putting up with me.
Uh, no problem.
Um, Greg was saying after WWF became WWE, it went downhill. Okay, well, is that a hot take or is that true? I
Well,
can't
maybe
comment on that.
eventually, but I felt like I had some fun years watching when I was watching. So
Yeah,
then I kind of stopped, and it's still fun to go and watch, but not like feel like the roster back then was so much better than it is now, or something where I mean it could have just been my age and watching it then. I don't know, but
yeah.
I feel like they still had some good years there.
Have you seen any live shows or
Hmm.
events or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. No, I never have. Yeah. When I was a kid, I always loved watching that. Man, there was so many times I was renting. Like I said, I'm older, but there was a lot of VHS
Yeah.
of like the WrestleManias that I was like
Hmm.
renting and watching over and over again. So a lot of good
Yeah, my
times.
dad took me to my first WWE show. I was like 12 years old, I think,
Oh,
and it
nice.
ended up being Rey Mysterio's debut with WWE. So I met him a few weeks ago and got him to sign. I had this sheet that they used to put on your chair or whatever that had
Yeah.
like the rundown of what was going to happen and stuff. It was a really memorable, uh, just SmackDown, and main event was Edge versus Jericho. Mysterio came back out for it. There's Hulk Hogan and The Rock were a tag team. Um, it was early Brock Lesnar and early John Cena. Kurt Angle wrestled. So
Oh,
I've been
dang.
working on the sheet. I got like 5 or 6 names signed on it now. So
I was gonna say
um,
that's a lineup
yeah,
for that
uh,
one. You hit a
and
good one.
then yeah, and then friend of the show Cody, he got tickets to a Raw once I think for free, and he took me. My wife and I went once, um, and then one of my other buddies, Craig, we went to the Fast Lane, which was a like pay per view a couple of years ago, because Indianapolis hasn't had too many. So
Yeah.
this year I had tickets to the Royal Rumble because it was the first Royal Rumble in Indianapolis, but I ended up selling them. So and I've gone to a couple of AEW shows, but they're usually quite a bit of fun. So
Yeah, I would think it'd be fun to check one out. We don't get too many of those around where I'm at, so I'm a
yeah,
small market, so I got to do a little traveling to hit some of those things. But that's all right. That's what happens. We got Larry in here, the Horcat Dad, saying, "Hey, friends, happy weekend eve." Yes, for sure. So thanks for jumping in here and saying hi. So uh, what do I want to jump in next? So you have a great collection behind you, and I know that's not your whole collection, but you got the big wall there. Uh,
yeah.
can you dive into a little bit like when you started collecting, and did you have a format that was your first like dive into physical media that you started collecting?
Well, I probably even started, I would say, with VHS um, tapes a
Yeah.
little bit. We had a closet. in our like TV room back in the day when I was growing up. My parents mainly we got the Disney clamshells,
Yeah.
that type of thing.
Yep.
We did have a lot of like recorded from TV movies
Oh, dude, I
um,
do that all the
that,
time. Yep.
yeah, that I would rewatch a lot. And then we had a few that were like non-Disney that were like legit tapes. Um, so I think that was part of the reason that I um, ended up collecting like I did. That those ones just seemed so much more special, I guess, to me growing
Yeah.
up. So, and then really when I started collecting myself was probably like junior high. When I was getting allowance, I would save up and go to the rental stores and buy the 4 for $20 or whatever it
Hmm.
used to be, and that type of thing at Blockbuster or Hollywood Video.
Yep.
And I used to get a bunch of CDs. Walmart had like a $5 bin too, and it's just kind of how I started. And then Blockbuster and Hollywood Video went out of business, and they were pretty cheap. I probably got like 100 movies from Hollywood Video when they went out, and that kind of
Yeah.
really, because I'm like in high school at this point, and that kind of really bolstered my collection. And then in college, going to Disc Replay, that was the first time I'd been to one of those, and
Hmm.
kind of got more stuff from there, and then it just kind of evolved, I guess.
So do you have any, like right now, what's the dominant format do you have in your collection? Like VHS,
Uh,
Blu-ray, 4K, DVD,
Blu-ray for
Blu-ray?
sure.
Yeah. Well, it's easy to say. I think that happens with a lot of us. I thinned out a lot of my VHS that I had at the time.
Hmm.
I started getting DVD, and then I was like I dove headfirst into streaming, and then I
Yeah,
think a lot of people have those like stories of like, oh, I got rid of so much stuff that I wish I would not have, and then you kind of go back, and then that going back is Blu-ray. It's kind of a happy medium. I love 4K discs too, but
hmm,
man, you can find some really good deals on Blu-rays, and some of them look pretty darn good. So I
yeah.
kind of go with those quite a bit. So
I have a
yeah.
bunch of stuff I need to get rid of, that's for sure.
So do you do often? I know that's like a thing too. I've seen a lot of people doing on YouTube, like purge videos, like things that they're either going to give away, try to resell, or trade
Hmm.
in. Do you do that very often, or is it like, yeah, you've never done it, and like I need to do that just to free up some room?
Not as much as I should. I've
Yeah.
done some for sale videos, and it's helped sell a few things, but not too much. I've sold some stuff on eBay here and there. I just need to do better trying to do that. And
Yeah.
but
No, I don't have as big of a collection as a lot of people do on YouTube, and I'll admit that every day. I never claim to, but it's kind of good to go through and just kind of sort through it a little bit, and like, am I going to come back to this one? You know,
yeah,
am I going to rewatch this one? And if you can get a little bit something for that to put towards another one, or give it away to a friend, you know, that will enjoy it better, more than you. Yeah, it's always kind of that thing, that balancing act with a lot
yeah.
of those things. Um, where was I going to go with next on this? Do you have any formats that you bought more of that you wish you wouldn't have? Or it's okay if you haven't, but I've heard some people dive into certain formats and they're like, I wish I wouldn't have gone into that so much. But
Um, Maybe just the end of how when I was buying DVDs to
yeah,
kind of stop a little bit sooner and realize that I wanted to switch and just get Blu-rays if I could.
yeah. That's the thing. I know, and I'm not saying they're not expensive now, but man, I remember when DVDs first came out and how expensive I felt they were at the time.
Hmm.
And I still went into it, but I couldn't afford to every week go out and buy like multiple DVDs um,
Yeah.
at that time. But um, do you have any movies that you really remember, whether it was onto VHS or DVD, Blu-ray or 4K, that you were just like, blown away? Like you like I finally got this one, and you put that in, and the whatever, the clarity, the sound, whatever, just kind of like took you away, and you're like, yep, this is why I'm collecting these things.
Um, I feel like there was a 4K I watched recently that looked really good that I was impressed with. Green Knight was one that I still don't think I really liked the movie, but I thought it looked awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was something else that I can't remember, but we watched something I thought that looked really good somewhat recently. But
So, do you have a genre of movies that you lean to more out of others?
uh, not really. Yes, I kind of like everything. So,
Yeah.
but I guess maybe more a little action drama
Yeah.
type of thing.
So your wife, other than Van Damme, you know,
Yeah.
uh, what is she? What? So what's a common ground that you two can find to watch movies? Is there a genre that fits the two of you that you kind of like run into a little bit more than others, or
No, she kind of likes all that type of thing. I guess
yeah,
maybe easiest to pick for us together would be like a rom-com, I guess, but
yeah,
um, just because I don't mind. Some of them I really like, so, but I like to watch stuff for the first time more so than I do like to rewatch things, but usually when we're picking something, it's first time watch. So,
yeah? Oh, that's good. Do you have anything that like recently you've bought that you were really excited about? Not just like oh, I want this in my collection, I got it now, but like whether it was a deluxe release or like a special edition or just a movie you never thought would have got the treatment that it did. Do you have anything that uh, somewhat recently you picked up that you were pretty excited about getting?
well, I haven't done it yet, but I'm a big Pierce Brosnan fan, and I'm super excited that Noble House, which is a mini
Okay.
series. It just got a Kino release. I think it came out this week, and I really need to order it before I um, miss out on the slipcover. So that one I don't think I ever thought was going to get a release, and I really liked it, and I'm really excited to upgrade it. Uh, this is the DVD here,
I've never seen that. Maybe I'll have to check that out.
but I'm a big sucker for Pierce stuff, and so I guess it's James Clavell's novel of rivalry, extortion, and murder comes to life in this mesmerizing miniseries set in the high stakes business world of Hong Kong. So he
Okay.
plays the main guy, obviously, and it also has that John Rhys Davies, or however you say his name, from
Yeah.
like Indiana Jones and stuff. He's really good in it too. So um, real excited to upgrade to the Kino release of that one.
I wrote that down. I'll have to check that out. I've never seen that before. I like Pierce Brosnan from Bond. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I always had fun with him in those two, but he was not my introduction to Bond, but I always had a good time with him still with that too. So
He was kind of my introduction, I think. So
yeah, no, it's
I,
cool.
I really like I like all the Bond movies. I really like Connery too, of course, but um, I really like GoldenEye is probably my favorite just because of
Oh, it's classic.
being one of the first ones I watched. So
Yeah. So it's always funny when you like dive into that. It kind of depends on your age. So like Roger Moore was my first that I
hmm
watched, and I still really like him. I'm not saying they're the best Bond films out of all of them, but a lot of
yeah,
nostalgia. I have a lot of good times with them. I remember watching those for the first time, but I have a fun time with the whole any of the Bonds. So
yeah,
yeah, it's good
they're great.
good run. Excited to see where it's gonna go from here. So when you're talking about that, so you want to get you're talking about that release and like wanting to get that slip cover. Do you have anything that got by you that you wish you would have got that is not
I just
available now?
added a save search. I've been getting all the Kino Clint Eastwood ones.
Yeah.
I really like him, and I really like the No Name trilogy, and I missed
Yep.
out on the slip covers on those.
Oh, some of them went super fast too.
Yeah, so I
Yep.
don't know if that'll ever happen or not, but I have like all his other stuff that they released. So
Yeah, no, I like those. I have them, but yeah, I don't have slips on most of them. They were a few of those like went super, super fast. And
yeah,
yeah, it was super hard to get to, but we'll see. But
happens.
yep, yep, for sure. I know we were hitting at it a little bit, and we kind of maybe jump into this to switch gears a little bit. Uh, so you're a fan of sports that I've picked up on
Yeah,
uh,
a
from some of
huge
the.
sports fan.
Oh yeah. So what do you lean into the most? I mean, we've already been talking about wrestling, but
Yep.
I know we've talked about some football in chats leading up to this too. But do you have anything that you really that's like not that you don't like other ones, but this is like one that you really dive into?
Yeah, definitely. There's two that are definitely the ones that I care about and am invested in the most, and it's the Indiana Pacers and Notre Dame football.
There you go.
Um, and it's not even close, really. Um, and I try to watch every single Pacer game if I can. I mean, I'll miss some when they go out west and they start at 10:30, but
Yeah, right.
um, other than that, I try to watch as many games as I can. And of course, I don't miss Notre Dame games since there's only usually, well, I guess this year there was more than normal, but
Yeah.
12 regular season games. And
So it's
so,
interesting. So Pacers, you got NBA basketball, and then you got Notre Dame football. So you got college football. So those are your two really big draws for you.
yeah. I'm also a Cincinnati Reds fan.
Okay.
Um, and then I watch the Colts, but I don't really care as much. It doesn't bother me as much if they lose, or I'm not as invested to where it like ruins my day or
Yeah, it
anything.
won't wreck your day
Yeah,
either way, but you'll check them out if they're going.
yeah.
So oh, that's cool. So is that something that you've like grown up following those, or is that something later on? Or I'm always interested to find out.
Uh, I'd say probably always Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Um, but then other than that, I kind of I've been a Pacer fan for a long time, but
Yeah.
growing up I was a bandwagon fan, and I like players a lot, and I liked the Yankees. I liked the Packers some. I liked, you know, Randy Johnson and Randy Moss and
Yeah.
Derek Jeter and, that type of thing. And then I mean, it's been before high school probably that I've been strictly Pacers at Notre Dame. And though, I mean, I still like players here and there, but um, yeah.
So what would pull you more? One of their games or a movie you really want to watch? What are you picking between?
No, sports
Yeah,
probably.
yeah, okay, no, that's all
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Does your wife enjoy the sports as well with you?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
she's a big sports fan too, so that kind of makes it easier.
Well, so for some of that, you're relatively in the market. So do you get to go see some of the games live of any of
Yeah, so
those?
I usually try to go to at least one Notre Dame home game a year. And then Pacers, kind of the same thing, though. This year I bought a 10 game like mini pack thing for the Pacers.
Yeah,
I've sold almost half of them now, probably, but I've gone to more this year than I have in a while.
yeah.
So that's been kind of fun.
No, that's fun. We have a lot of minor league teams in my area, so it's nothing
Hmm.
like that, but it's always kind of fun to hit some of those things. But yeah, we definitely don't have the pro teams or the.
Yeah.
I'm really close to the Iowa Hawkeyes, so Iowa City.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's just one. I didn't grow up in this area, but that's where I
Hmm.
live now, and it's very close. We're out in the country, kind of still kind of far away, but that's in the area where
Hmm.
A lot of that's going on, and so we've gone to a few games there. I always have a fun
That's
time.
neat. Yeah.
It's it's something different. Or that's like one of those things. My wife doesn't get into it too much, but going live, like into the stadium, she
Hmm.
has a fun time doing that. It's a different feel than sitting at home
Yeah, for
watching it
sure.
on TV. Not saying that's not fun, but
Yeah.
there's a different feel when you're in there. You got the noise and the excitement, people going on around you. But
Yeah. Yeah. And we're trying to
uh,
go to all the baseball ballparks, so um,
oh yeah,
that's
wow,
been fun too. So, and I'm only an hour from the Reds stadium too.
okay.
So we've gone to. I mean, usually once a year we get to their ballpark. So.
I've only been to a few. I grew up. My grandma. It's funny. Uh, she always followed the Chicago Cubs, and so she got me into kind of following them. And so
Hmm.
we've been to Wrigley a few times,
Yeah.
but then we would hit a few other stadiums that they were playing at that were kind of close
Hmm.
around. So I've been to Wrigley. I've been to Miller Park in Milwaukee,
Yeah.
um, Minnesota, the Metrodome and the new
Oh,
Target
neat. Yeah,
Stadium.
I missed out on the Metrodome.
Yeah, yep, got both of those. And then the Cubs weren't playing there at the time, but hit uh, Royals in Kansas City. Just
Hmm.
that's not too far of a drive. And then um, St. Louis, we've done the Cubs there, both the old Bush Stadium and the new one.
Oh, neat.
So
Yeah, I missed
that's
out
kind of
on
fun.
Old Bush too.
Yep.
My wife's a Cardinals fan, so
Oh, there you go.
yeah, so we've gone there a few times.
Yeah, yeah. The old Bush Stadium was kind of different. It was so it was just enclosed. It was just like encircled. It was just
Yeah,
so much different than the new one's a beautiful stadium.
yeah, it
So
sure is.
yeah. So we've had a fun time doing that. And my son now lives in Illinois, not too far away from St. Louis. So we've gone down there
Hmm.
and taken him out to a game just to hang out and do something kind of fun. But um, I still can have a good time if it's two teams playing that I have no really pull to. And I sometimes
Yeah,
I appreciate that because I don't, like you said, it doesn't wreck my day. Whoever
yeah.
wins or loses out of that thing, but do you have any stadium that's like really high on your list that you would love to get to that you haven't been to yet? Football or baseball?
No, not really.
Okay,
That I can. Yeah, not really that I can think of anyway.
yeah. Not too many years ago, we went out and we were around Boston and went to Fenway Park
Yeah, that
and
one's really neat.
hit a game, and that was one that I wanted to try to to check off the list. So that was kind of
Yeah,
cool to go see that. Some of that have some history like that, but I didn't know if you had any stadiums that.
I did this last year. I went to the L.A. Coliseum for Notre Dame USC, and that was definitely
Oh,
really high on my bucket list. So
yep.
I just knocked that one off.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool. I'm gonna run through some of these real
Okay.
quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah, yeah, you're good.
Greg was saying Portland wrestling back in the day was really good. Portland, Oregon. There you go.
Neat.
Steve Mayor's in here saying, "Hey, Steve, saying greetings, Corey, medium fan and flick friends, Wilkie's Movies and Music. Thank you for jumping in and saying hi. I appreciate it." Okay, sorry, I'm gonna run through here really quick. Lewis was saying meeting the media man, Joe, Marie, and hanging out was a beautiful, wonderful experience. See you in a couple weeks, bud. Is that for you?
Yep.
That's
Yep.
very
We're gonna
cool.
see each other again in a couple
Oh,
weeks.
so Lewis, were you in that or the video that I'm talking about? Was he in that one?
Yeah, probably. And then he made one of his own too. His videos are really good. He doesn't do them too often, but
Oh, I'll have to go check that out then.
yeah, he does a really good job with capturing everything.
I'll have to check that out for sure. Okay, we got some highs back and forth. I'm going to skip by, but I appreciate everybody jumping in here and saying that. Johnny was saying, "Yeah, Greg, it's like if you're not looking for the difference, you're not going to see the difference." Maybe with the formats. I might have missed that one. Sorry, Johnny. I'm gonna say hi to Bacon here. Park and Sip saying, "What up, Corey?" Thanks for jumping in and saying hi. Okay. Everybody, if I miss anybody's, please throw it back in there. But Box Office Brawler in here saying, let's go, Corey. Thanks, man. Thanks for saying hey. Physical media all day, baby. Yep. That's what we're talking about a little bit tonight. So I appreciate it. Very cool. Thanks for jumping in. Got to meet you on a couple live streams, so very cool to see. Do you have anything big coming up on your channel? I know you were talking about some things you were thinking about. Do you have anything scheduled out that you want to throw out to people that you might
Next
have
couple
coming up?
weeks, I finally have my part two of the Black Friday pickups and a Kino sale from the fall. So those are the two ones I have scheduled. And one of my goals this year was to do more vlog videos, and we went to Philadelphia and New York in 2023, and I
Yeah.
shot a bunch of stuff and uh, had a bunch of pictures, and I was going to try to make a video, and I just hadn't got around to it. So I finally got it all combined. I just need to go back in now and add voiceover stuff and music. So hopefully I'll have that one done in the next few weeks.
Oh, very good. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out my groove with things and coming out with new stuff. So I mean, what's your process right now? Like thinking about what you want to try next or roll out? Are you kind of just exploring what kind of feels fun for you and what you want to do next, or
Just trying to come up with ideas, I guess. It's just kind of a little harder with not um, not having pickup videos as often to come up with some sort of other idea to fill the week videos. So
no, I agree with that. And that's one of those things. I love those videos. I watch them. So not anything gets that, but I can't keep up with that. I can't
yeah,
do pick up videos every week because well, I could, but they might not be like wise purchases every week for
yeah.
me. So but yeah. Uh okay, so we've talked about okay, your love of sports, your love of movies, your love of collecting. Have, do you have a point? Have you always been like really intrigued with movies, or did you have one that kind of really tripped you off that was like, this is something I really enjoy and want to watch? Whether it was like one particular movie or genre, or
I feel like I kind of always remember, I don't know, around junior high age, um, my parents getting me a couple movies, and then also I feel like my dad might have gone on vacation or something where it was just me and mom, and she went to the library and rented some stuff. I remember them getting me a DVD of the first Terminator and Animal House, and then like my mom renting the Godfather movies and maybe some like a um, oh Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid,
oh yeah. Mm.
um, like all around the same time frame. And I think that really like it was almost like I really enjoyed music appreciation in junior high and high school, and it kind of felt like the same type of thing for movies. And I just got really more into it, I guess. And then of course working at the movie theater, I got to go to the movies for free when I was in high school.
That's a
So I
good thing.
watched a bunch of stuff, and I don't know. I've just always kind of enjoyed it, I guess.
No, that's cool. That's very very cool. Do you feel like there's anything that you really enjoy that is a little underrated at all? Any movies that you wish more people knew of, whether it's they don't, they just haven't heard of it. Anything you've seen, now or in the past that you just wish you could shine some more light on that people would watch.
I feel like we've talked about a few of them with
Yep.
Breaking Away and Noble House, and The Scout. Um, I'm sure there's some more that I really like Pump Up the Volume when I watched that for the first
Oh,
time somewhat
that's a good one.
recently.
Yeah, Christian
Yeah.
Slater. Yeah,
Uh-huh. Um,
I haven't seen that in a long time. I need to watch that again.
yeah. I really enjoyed Vision Quest the first time I watched that
Yep.
one.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, you were showing your signed copy of that one. And
yeah,
yep,
I
I can
don't
see
know.
that for sure. Well, okay. So we're also talking, I know I'm jumping around here, but your love of movies and you got a great collection behind you. We were talking about your love of sports. Do you have any memorabilia of sports that you get into collecting as well? Uh, doesn't have to be the same level as the movies, like a full shelf behind you, but is there anything like that, like autographs? I know there were some wrestling autographs you were showing with that, but anything else, memorabilia or autographs that you get into collecting?
Yeah, I collect that too. So
Okay.
um,
So
not
you're
as
just hitting
like
all of them, right?
yeah. Um, I try. I mean, I guess I try to get stuff in person if I can, and
Yeah.
just at games or free signings or cheap signings if I can. But I have, since I'm a Reds fan, I got the grade eight, a photo of them signed by all of them, and did I think all of those in person. So that was pretty neat. I've done some through the mail stuff where I mailed photos and people signed them and sent them back. So being a Notre Dame fan, Rocket Ishmael, I got my
Yeah.
picture with him at a game. He was one of my favorites growing up, even though he wasn't really playing then. But he signed that photo. That's one of my favorite items, I could say. I went to Peyton Manning's first game. He signed my ticket.
Nice.
So that's some of my favorite ones, I'd say.
Oh, those are great collectibles to have,
Yeah.
and great memories.
Yeah.
That's very cool to have that. Um, so those are some great ones that you met. Is there any athlete or even actor or actress? Um, so you can do either one or both. You can. It doesn't have to be. But do you have any that you wish you could meet in person, whether it's
Um,
current or in the past? Or
yeah. Say maybe Joe Montana.
yeah, yeah, heck yeah. That's you got your Irish going still,
Yeah.
right?
I feel like he's kind of harder to meet. So
Yeah. No, he'd be what was that just was that for the championship game? Did I see him on the sideline with a Guinness sweatshirt on?
yeah. So yeah, he did some ads for them, I think.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I'm sure he got a paycheck for
yeah.
that, but I thought
Oh
that
yeah.
was funny. Um Sitting out there with a Guinness
Yeah.
sweatshirt on. So oh, that's very cool. So what would you go for more? Your top actor or actress being at a red carpet opening weekend, like special premiere viewing of a movie, or a national championship, Super Bowl, NBA finals game. What would you pick between the people if you had all of those of your top ones? So whether it's your top actor or actress for an opening red carpet premiere to be there, or your favorite, you know, player in NBA finals or national championship or Super Bowl, what would you think would be your ultimate you could pick between one of those things?
Well, I mean, do I know if they're winning or not?
No. They're just starting the game. You have all the hope in
Okay.
the world. You have all the hope in the world that they're winning. um
Yeah, I think I'm choosing the sporting event still.
yeah.
Well, as long as it's the NBA finals or the
Yeah.
national championship.
But I'll see that. I'll see that because a lot of my family like that are not big sports fans. They'll still love going to see a live event, even if it's
Mhm.
not that big of a event. If it's just a regular season game. I see a lot of non-sports people get into that. Just the environment, the people around them, the excitement or the noise, whatever. But um, yeah, there's a lot of good time to be had there. Um, I feel sorry if I'm like going way off on some of the questions with this stuff, um, but yeah, no. Oh, that's what I was gonna say on. we just don't have those many around us. I wish we had more opportunities around us to hit some of the bigger pro sports. We
Yeah.
just don't have them. We got to drive a little bit, not like super crazy, but it's more minor league teams. But um,
What about the Field of Dreams house? And
oh
that,
yeah,
are you close
yeah,
to that?
yeah,
Did you
not
go to
too far
that?
away. It's a little different now than what it used to be, but yeah,
Hmm.
that's fun. That's a movie I really enjoy too. So like diving into
Yeah.
that, do you have any sports movies that really jump out to you that are like ones you really enjoy going back to? So Field of Dreams is actually one I enjoy, but some of that is a little bit of a pull that it's filmed in Iowa and
Yeah.
references it, and we don't get a lot of um, limelight, I guess, in some
Hmm.
movies. So it's kind of cool to see that. And Kevin Costner, I always like him,
Yeah.
and James Earl Jones. I mean, that was a great movie. Do you have any movies that really stand out to you, sports wise, that pull you into them?
Oh yeah. That's one of my favorite genres too. So,
Yeah,
of course, Mighty Ducks,
yeah.
Sandlot, Rudy, love Rudy, Hoosiers. Um, I
Hoosiers.
got a I
Yeah.
got a original movie poster over there signed by the players in the movie and then the director.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
I went to one of my videos. I went to they had a reunion thing for the anniversary a couple of years ago, and I went to that. And then it was filmed where they have the home games in the movie, which is pretty close to me. And then I also went to the museum for the actual team because it's based on a true story,
Yep.
um, and went to the museum there in that town, and that was pretty neat too. So, um,
That was really sad to hear just recently with Gene Hackman too.
yeah,
Um, but that's a movie just within the last like a few months. I finally upgraded to a Blu-ray copy of
hmm.
Hoosiers. That was one I always liked too, but I don't know why. Yeah,
Did you?
run the picket
There's two
fence.
different versions, I think, and one of them has the actual game as a special feature on it.
Oh, I'll have to check mine.
I don't know if.
I don't know this Blu-ray I just bought. It was a couple months ago. I have not actually watched it yet. I'll need to check that out and see if it's on there or not. Oh, that's cool. I'll
Yeah,
have
it's
to check
pretty
that
neat.
out. Yeah, I there's so many that I enjoy too, but yeah, Field of Dreams was always like a big one because like I said, there's not too many movies that are set in Iowa, like
Yeah.
filmed in Iowa and actually supposed to be
Hmm.
set in Iowa. So it's that always has a little bit of pull, but
Yeah, I hear you. We don't have too many in Indiana either.
yeah, but I can see yeah for you like Rudy and Hoosiers, but I enjoy both of those a lot too. Yeah, both very great movies. Um, Bacon was in here saying, "Let's catch a Cubs game when I roll out, Corey." Yeah, there you go. I'd come out for one. Greg was saying went to a Portland Trailblazers game about 13 years ago. The last NBA game I was at was oh gosh, it was probably like 2002. It was a Bulls Sacramento Kings game. I remember. We went with a bunch of friends, but I only remember that because my wife was pregnant with our first son, and he was born in 2003.
Mhm.
So um, we
Was it
always
at
joke,
Chicago then?
yeah, Chicago. Yep, we're
Nice.
not too bad of a drive from.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a ways, but you could do
Hmm.
a long weekend or something.
Yeah,
But
I wouldn't
yeah,
mind getting to a Pacer Bowls game up there sometime.
oh yeah, that'd be cool. Uh, box box office brawler was saying, "Let's go, Corey." Yep, thanks, man. I think I was hitting some of those. Laren was saying, oop, if I could do this right. I've had an extremely long day to fall asleep. Thank you both for the chat. Thanks for jumping in here. I appreciate it, Laren. No worries at all. I appreciate you jumping in and saying hi. Holland was saying Pump Up the Volume is a great one. That's a good movie. Good Christian Slater movie there. Box Office Brawler was saying, I like the discussion, man. Keep it casual, good stories, though, even though I don't know a lot about sports. That's all right. But you can kind of go through that. But so the real question is, whose Blu-ray collection is bigger? I'm going to say yours. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. um, yeah, I thinned my stuff out quite a bit. Like I said, I jumped way into streaming when that
Hmm.
first came out. I geeked out on technology, computer streaming, got really into that, and I'm like, I can clear out all this space, and then I wish I had not gotten rid of
Yeah.
a lot of stuff. But I think that's a common story for a lot of people. But do you know a ballpark where what you're at with movies that you have in your collection?
I'd say probably at least 4 or 5 thousand between everything, I
You're
would
way ahead of
guess.
me. Yep, you win by a lot, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Um,
I got a bunch of CDs and records and stuff too, so
oh yeah,
video games and
I have records and CDs as well. I have a bunch of CDs. I was buying CDs like crazy when I was late 80s, early 90s.
hmm.
I still have a bunch from that. I wish I would have taken better care of them, but they still play.
Yeah.
But they don't look really pretty anymore.
Yeah.
But that's when you had them in your car and you just would throw them
Oh
around
yeah.
and
Yep.
yep, they're all scratched up, but they still play. But no, I'd say um I don't know. I was going to hit like a few other things here, but again, I'm going to say anybody that's following this right now, in the description, I have links for Physical Media Man's YouTube and Instagram channels out there. Please go out and check it out. There's so many times with this stuff. I always say it's just hard to come across new people, but you might end up finding the next your next favorite channel. So to check it out. But and I hope so. You have plans for more videos for you and your wife, like jumping on talking about movies. And does she still enjoy doing that with you?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we just haven't got around to it yet. I need to.
Oh, it's time.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah, and with a
I have
family and everything.
January to. Yeah, I
Hmm.
have January monthly movie reviews to shoot, so I'll probably do that in the next few weeks, and then I'll have February. But like I said, we have only watched 3 movies, and I got Pacers tomorrow, so probably going to be how the month ends. So, but
Oh, believe me, I understand how that all goes. But do you see like no worries either way? But do you see like the whole live streaming thing? Yeah, I know you're just kind of jumping into it a little bit. Do you see that something that you enjoy and you might be throwing out on your channel like coming up or?
yeah, I've enjoyed it. I wouldn't mind trying to start something or at least some sort of like interview thing, not necessarily have to be a live stream, but something different on the channel.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
maybe even a live stream and maybe try to do one like once a month or something. Um, we'll see, I guess, what happens. But I've had a lot of fun with this, so thanks again for having me on.
Oh yeah, no, I appreciate you coming on too. I always get excited when somebody actually wants to come on and talk to me. People are like, "Oh, don't say that, Corey," but I'm like, "Oh, you know, I when I started this, I just didn't know, you know, how the whole thing would go. So I always
Yeah.
appreciate anybody taking time out of their night to do that. So yeah, we can roll through a couple more of the chats and we can kind of close it out for the night. We had oh, we already had that one, but Jeff was saying good night, everyone. Yep, thanks for jumping in here. And Box Office Brawler was saying, "Damn, he stacked. Yep, got me beat. I'm willing to admit defeat, and I definitely don't have the biggest collection for sure, but that's kind of the fun thing where you
Yeah,
just kind of pick and
nothing
choose
wrong
what
with
you want
that.
to have and get to watch. But I lean on streaming quite a bit still too to check new things out. I don't know what you do to check new things out before you buy them, or it sounds like you were kind of pulling back a little bit on the blind buying, but
Yeah, a little streaming. I've been getting stuff from the library too.
yeah.
That's kind of helped for stuff that I want to watch. Um, that I don't know if I want to buy or not. So those are probably my two bigger avenues.
Yeah, I do that a lot. It's I know some people, whatever, have different opinions about it, but yeah, to save some money, it's kind of nice when you have an outlet where you can stream it first and see
Hmm.
if it's something you think you would ever watch again, you know? And even if you like it, there's some movies I like that I just don't see myself rewatching a whole lot. So
Yeah.
maybe do I want to buy that and have it sitting
Hmm.
on a shelf? Um, but no, very good. So, no, I'd say we can probably wrap up for tonight. If you don't mind hanging on for
Okay.
just a little bit
Yeah.
after
Sure.
this, but again, I appreciate you very much for hanging out
Yeah.
and talking. I had a blast. I always have a
Yeah.
good
Me
time
too.
doing this thing.
Yeah.
Everybody that's been in the chat, thank you so much for hanging out and whether it was the full time or part of it or on a replay. Always appreciate y'all hanging out here. We had some people saying, hi, thanks, Extine. Thank you so much for jumping in here, saying thanks so much for this, guys. I appreciate you hanging out here too. So, but like I said, if you don't mind hanging on for just a little bit,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
everybody, thank you very much for hanging out. Love y'all. I hope you have a great night, and we'll be back really soon. I could see wanting to hang out with you if I can twist your arm again sometime. We'll
Yeah.
figure out another live stream and hang out and do something like this again sometime.
Yeah. That sounds great.
All right. Thanks again, everybody, and we'll talk.